Hello guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the Outlanders. Now last week we talked about the new dev update they've uploaded. And today we're going to talk about the Outlanders. And the Outlanders are a new faction that we are just learning about. So here we go. I'm going to go through my normal process of reading the blog and then talking about each section. So here we go. Earlier this year, we unveiled Zone 3, a place of boreal forest, treacherous mountain ranges, winding rivers, and deep ice caves. We showed you some of the creatures that inhabit this region, from hardy mountain goats to bears, woodpeckers, and even a yeti. If you've not checked out that blog post yet, do so now. It provides a bit of context into what we're reviewing today. And if I remember to, I will put my link to my Zone 3 coverage video in the description, if I can remember to find it. If not, head to my channel and you will find it there. In this post, we're going to reveal more than ever before about the primary threat you'll face in Zone 3, the Outlanders. You get your first glimpse of this breakaway human faction in the Hytale announcement trailer, where a party of adventurers encountered a colossal masked warrior in a deep dungeon. Remember him? Well, you'll be seeing him again soon, and he's been working out. I actually haven't seen the second picture of him sent in this blog post. I have read this blog post, but the pictures weren't loading on my phone, so because I was out. So I actually have no idea what the picture looks like, so this will be a legitimate reaction. But first you should meet his people. The Outlanders are a hostile faction whose camps can be found throughout Zone 3. They are defensive and territorial, as such pose a threat to the adventurers and settlers alike. How they became this way, and the true nature of the more sinister aspects of their Outlander culture are mysteries that you'll solve for yourself as you uncover the secrets of the forbidden wilderness that the Outlanders call home. So, I'm going to stop right there for a second. It seems like Zone 3 is a lot more dangerous, if nothing else for the Outlanders themselves, than most other zones. I'm sure every zone will have a threat, but number one, Zone 3 is 3 out of 6. And that means that if I'm correct to assume that we're going to go through in order, and Zone 1 would be classic, like, really simple zone. Zone 2 would be a little bit more difficult with the desert, like, problems that you have to deal with in the faction there. Then Zone 3 would be even more difficult, with the Outlanders being a pretty intense threat. And then you get to Zone 4, which is the Firelands thing. The Zone 5, which seems to be a lightning zone, which, you know, we have no details on yet, but I'm excited to get details on. And then finally the Void Zone, which, again, we haven't gotten that much details on. But it seems like Zone 3 is going to be a pretty intense zone. And it seems like it might just get more difficult as you progress through the zones. Anyway, as inhabitants of the frozen wilds of Zone 3, Outlanders must contend with inhospitable terrain and deadly creatures. The battle for survival is a conflict without end, and has instilled a brutal pragmatism in the people who fight it. The Outlanders' ruthless, unfeeling outlook is reflected in the wooden mask that they wear at all times. Yeah, interesting. They also have these little green gems all over. The Outlander way of life is isolationist by nature. And the leader of the Outlander clans can often be found manning the walls and watchtowers of the sacred settlements. Campfires and communal areas provide rare moments of warmth and comfort in the wilderness, but Outlanders are never welcome strangers in their midst. Outlander rangers roam further afield than most of their kind, venturing into the wilderness to hunt or keep watch at the boundaries of Outlander territory. Expert ambushers, their bows make them dangerous at range to anyone who they perceive as a threat, and that's most people. And the bison, apparently. So that's cool. It seems like part of their AI specifically will be sending them into areas where they can hunt, which is really cool. Part of his AI will likely be telling these guys what to do, and I'm sure he will be to defend off any possible threats. Outlanders venture beyond their camps to do more than just patrol or hunt. They intimately connect to the history of Zone 3, and their expeditions frequently take them to places of interest, including ancient battlefields and ritual sites. As such, you may well run into them while conducting excursions of your own. That's good. I think that's definitely a bonus of these faction. If that is the case, then that means that we will kind of be forced to learn their history a little bit, and we'll kind of find more out about them than if, it had just kind of never been told, or if they had just been isolated to their camps and you had to kind of go into the camp to find out what they're doing. I think that this is a much better way to handle it, and I'm very excited to see it. We don't want to say too much about the Outlander history or their beliefs, as these are things we hope players will discover themselves. Suffice to say, they have always seen the world differently to other elements of human civilization, and this difference, combined with their particular connection to Zone 3, has led them to explore darker forms of magic than you may encounter elsewhere. This is not too surprising. This was one of my big theories about the Outlanders, was that they were definitely darker, they're definitely okay with darker forms of magic, and kind of just do whatever they want to get things done. The evidence of these beliefs can be found deep in Outlander camps, where those committed themselves fully to esoteric path adorn their dwellings and their bodies with sacred symbols. At night, the campfires of these Outlanders burn green as they perform mysterious rituals. Sorry for the stuttering and complete failure to pronounce certain words. They are just complicated. Okay, you can kind of see these guys have, gone full Illidan and covered their eyes up. Outlander rites occur in well-defended encampments and hidden places. It is said that they have achieved a measure of mastery over death itself, drawing this power from the mystic waters of the wilderness. Whatever the truth, the magical power is wielded by the chiefly by the Outlander priests. Oh, so that guy was an Outlander priest. Okay. You can see the, oh no, he's the Outlander priest at the bottom. You can see the fires, too. The green glow that they were talking about. That'll be kind of freaky, I'm not gonna lie. Here's a better look at him. Priests bring water magic to bear in defense of their people and act as leaders of the Outlander civilization as a whole. Their connection to ancient magic makes them uniquely important figures and formidable foes. Not the most formidable mind, that honor belongs to someone you've already met, and he's keen to reintroduce himself. Okay, this is him. Yeah, it does look like they made him a lot bigger. Maybe not a lot bigger, maybe that's a over-exaggeration, but he does look really good. And that is the Outlander blog post. So it seems like the Outlanders are going to be a very important faction to it. At the very least, Zone 3. I kind of have my own mini theory that every zone is going to have a major threat and a major dungeon, at the very least one, probably multiple, but at least just one. And that the Outlanders are for Zone 3, and the Bug People are for Zone 2, and maybe like the Naga are for Zone 1. Just, stuff like that. And I'm very excited to see how everything ends up coming together. I can't imagine that we're too far from getting to the point where beta is a thing. I'm hoping beta might get announced at some point in the future. Like, I know it's going to get announced, obviously, but what I mean is, like, fairly soon. Like, within the next few months. I don't know. It would be a perfect time to try and get it beta pushed out so that they could get the everything else with the game fully finished by a little bit later. But yeah, well, that's my thoughts on this. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Don't forget to rate the video and comment down below and let me know what you think. Subscribe to join the Nexus and hit the bell to be notified of new videos every single week. I try to post them towards the beginning of the week, but usually it ends up being the later part of the week. And I will talk to you guys next time.